Hey, welcome to the Closing Time Podcast. My name is David Mansour, and I am here with the yoga realtor,
Yes, that's
Miss,
it.
and we were just discussing Zoe
Yes,
Powell Strawn.
correct.
What a great story, because I want you to tell that about your Valentine's Day present.
Okay.
I want to talk about Zoe first for just a second, just because we
Yeah.
just talk about it as Zoe.
Yeah.
But I went to a church and we called it Zoe.
Yeah.
So are there more than one meaning? Because it's biblical, right? Or is it Greek, beginning or the end or something?
It's Greek
Life?
and it means life.
Life, that's right.
And so I've been called Zoe my whole life. Actually, my legal name is Izora,
Holy cow.
and I go by Zoe.
Okay.
And so the woman that I was named after, Izora Birch Hardaway, she went by Zoe. So I've been called Zoe my whole life. And it's spelled Zoe, like Joe, like my dad's name, Joe.
Yes.
And that's how you can tell if somebody like really knows me or not, whether they call me Zoe or Zoe.
So is it okay to, not for your name, but is it typical that Zoe is pronounced Zoe? Or is it always supposed to be Zoe and we just American it up and be like, Zoe?
I think that the name Zoe is more typical than Zoe.
Okay.
And so people just automatically say Zoe, no matter what. No matter how it's spelled.
Man, I feel bad. I've called you by Zoe the whole time.
It's okay. It's all right. So this is funny.
Now we're friends, though.
Yes. Now you know. My daughter went to a home daycare for a really long time, and I just quit correcting her and let her call me Zoe. And then, like years later, she's still friends with her daughter, and I'm like, it's Zoe, right? And she was like, "You've let me call you Zoe for 5 years," and like it gets exhausting.
It does.
It's
yes.
like whatever, call me whatever you want. I don't care.
The same with my dog. It's actually Hero, and I just it's Hero. I just say Hero, even though it's Hero.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So tell me about Zoe, the lady you were named after. Who is that?
So it was my great aunt, and I actually got a lot of her like diaries and stuff from the 1900s.
Wow.
And it's really interesting. It's kind of hard to read too because there's definitely like slaves in there and like
hard to read as in just the material is not legibility or language, but it's just difficult to read.
Well, it's also written differently, yes.
Okay.
It's more like poetic. It's like
really
very you can tell that there was a lot of thought put into like a diary entry, whereas we shorthand everything these days. But also just like what was normal in that time is just so alarming.
Wow.
So I've gotten a lot of different like relics from that time, I guess, because the Powells have been here for a really long time.
So always Noonan?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
Like me, my dad, and my grandma all had the same trigonometry teacher, Miss Crumball.
Miss Crumball at Noonan or Coweta?
At Noonan.
Noonan High School. We're going to talk about Joe because he's one of my favorite. But I do want to add that there's a TikTok page. And I know you were very successful at TikTok. There's a TikTok page where this young guy found a diary and he reads a page.
Oh.
And it's very, I don't know if poetic is the word. It's more, it was well written. So he reads it as a story. And every video is like one page.
Oh,
and it is so entertaining because this kid's talking about what he's going through. The kid that found it is a high school kid, and it was written by another high school kid like 20 or 30 years ago.
Oh, cool.
And he found it. It was really cool. It was just neat to hear him read. It was like, and I know he said, like, if anybody knows this guy or knows John who he's talking about, I haven't followed up to see if they came to anything.
Well,
but
that sounds cool.
let's go to Joe. So I knew Joe at Homebridge, and what an amazing, fantastic, fun person that your father is.
Yeah, he's vibrant.
Vibrant.
Yes.
He marches to the beat of his own drum. I admire that so much. I loved how, so if anybody out there that doesn't remember the home bank days, they were blue suits and black ties. It was always, you were supposed to be dressed up. Like that was their thing. Okay. Now we're down here in Peachtree City. There weren't really any upper management, so nobody did it, but you were supposed to do it when you went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
No, Joe didn't do it.
He's still that way.
The only one. And I loved it because they would always like, Joe, you can't wear that. You know, we have, when you come to the, and he's like, okay.
Yeah. And then would continue.
Oh yeah, he did the same thing over and over. And I loved it. And then it just is. He's just so nice to talk to and comfortable. And I know he talked them. He's great at sales because he talked to them into opening his own little shop on the square in Noonan. You talked about he was at another bank, but when he was with us, he had his own little office on the square in Noonan. And we're all like, how's Joe get his own office? And
I remember that. And he would have his bird at the office with him.
Yes.
His dog.
We would sneak over to the lake. Does he still own that property on the lake?
That's where he lives now.
He lives there. That was that's a unique piece of property. I try to describe that to people, like how you can pull down this road right in the middle of everything and then feel like you're in the middle of
It's a hidden
nowhere.
gem.
It is amazing.
And now that they developed it, you know, they have like a whole little society that protects it. And the line between Peachtree City and Noonan is in the middle of the lake. Technically, it's a pond because of the size. But it's really cool.
Yeah. I drove back there probably last year whenever I took your dad a birthday card. I don't know if he ever got it. He never.
Yeah.
But I drove it and put it in that mailbox. I was hoping
sure
he still lived there.
Yeah.
And it was dark, and I just loved it back there. So what was that like growing up with somebody like that? Was he just, I mean, is free spirited, like hippie? I don't know, all these words that I don't want to be stereotyping. He was just so like easygoing and like, this is me, and you know, before anyone else did that.
Yes. I guess the best way to put it would be interesting. He kept it very interesting. But when I was younger, I don't think I appreciated the interestingness of it. I think I was just more embarrassed.
I bet.
Like, because my mom worked most of the time. She was the managing nurse at Piedmont.
Oh, wow.
Eventually managing. But so she was, you know, working long hours. And so my dad kind of took care of me other than that. And so I would go to him or go to work with him at the bank. And he would take me to school. And one day we were on the way to school, to middle school, to Evans Middle School. And his car broke down. He's got lots of weird cars, usually about 12 to 14 in rotation at one time, that are old and not like a cool old. Like most of them are just a little weird.
Beat up, yeah.
And his car broke down, and he stopped a stranger and asked them to take me to school so that I would be on time, and thought that that was like normal.
Like put you in that?
Yes.
Does a stranger actually take you?
Yes. So like weird things like that. Like I was telling my husband this morning, I'm like, man, I'm just thinking about all the weird stuff my dad used to pack me for lunch. That would just be like random leftover things, like crumpled up in tinfoil. And like, yeah, like he doesn't, he's never followed the rules. I'm pretty sure he's on the autism spectrum in some way, shape, or form.
A lot of us are.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right on the edge.
Yeah. And he's like a genius.
Yeah.
Like even his brothers will tell you, all the brothers that are doctors are like, he's the genius, not us.
Wow. He just didn't care enough to follow in line with school or...
Yeah, I think that he just wouldn't jive with that kind of routine.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like that too. Like I've tried the 9-to-5 job, and I would rather be out chasing the dragon all day than, I feel like I'm dying.
Yes.
So I think
agree.
he's like that too.
I've broken it up to where now I go into work, try to get there by 8 or 8:30, and then I try to be home at 1 o'clock and spend the second half working here. And I don't know what that does to me that allows me to refocus, but I just enjoy it. I think it's just mentally, I'm like, I'm going home at 1.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, and I come home and then, you know, my desk is right here. I sit and work till usually 3:30 or 4 until my son comes home and starts talking. And then if I'm busy, I'm always answering calls. But I agree with you. I could never drive to Atlanta and go into a box office and do that type of thing.
Yeah.
So when did you figure out that he was not a normal dad? Did that ever? Because, you know, it's your normal. So you might not have known that. But that might have been the day. Did you know that was weird when he put you in that car?
Well, I was looking at him like, what the fuck, honestly? You know, like, what is happening right now?
That is crazy.
I
wish we could find that person that gave you a ride. Because that's just as odd for them to take you.
Yeah.
Was it a guy or a girl?
It was a guy. It was a black man. Yeah. How I remember it. You know, your memories all get kind of smushed. But it was lots of weird things like that. Lots of weird things like that.
That was normal for you.
That was a normal weird thing to happen.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, please tell him hello. I am sure that he would not watch something like this. So please pass
Well, he
on
might.
my.
And I see all your instruments. He goes and plays at Taylor's every Wednesday night.
Really?
So you should go.
I will go.
It's in Franklin. You know where it is?
I don't.
It's in Franklin. It's like a hole in the wall bar, and him and his buddies, Mac McKinney. He goes with Mac McKinney.
Really?
And they go and play, and he's a lot of fun to be around.
Oh, I know that.
So
I've been to the lake. He would invite us over like at 2:00 on a Thursday, and
Yeah.
he'd cook, and
Yeah.
it was always a good time.
Yeah. So you should get back in touch with him. He's fun to hang out with.
I will.
For sure, and he will always be there.
Every Wednesday.
Well, just in general, as
Oh,
a
yeah.
friend.
Oh,
as a
yeah. No,
person,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
he
believe
will
that.
always show up when you need him.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, you have an amazing story, and this is a horrible transition. But I want to talk about the bread making, but I want to talk about what you mentioned that I never knew, that you are an, what would you call it, overcome addict. You have overcome addiction.
Yes.
And that's a huge part of your testimony, because you do speak of it a lot in your videos and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty awesome to not hide that and to be proud of it, because other people are battling that same thing, and they see that you are not just getting by. And your life might be a lot harder behind closed doors, but to the public, you appear to be thriving. I love your interactions with your kids and the yoga and the bread and everything. So tell me about that. Like what is that like, starting and going through something like that?
Oh gosh. It's quite the story. And I tell myself, I have it written on my fridge, like, write your book. So I want to write a book. I'm not a great writer. I'm not a great speller. Pretty sure I'm dyslexic. But I've always wanted to write a book. And I'm better at like videos and talking and connecting with people. But I truly believe that that's how we recover as a society, is by sharing our ick. We're all struggling. We're all recovering from something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, addiction is so prevalent. People are dying.
Very much.
Um,
Right here in our county.
yeah.
Right here in Georgia.
Like every 8 seconds or something crazy like that.
Those stats that we ignore are shocking.
That is the true epidemic. The true pandemic is opioids.
Yes.
And fentanyl. So, I started using it at a very young age. I think I had the perfect storm of stuff happen in my childhood. I believe that addiction stems from trauma. And for me, I believe I'm wired differently. That I have like this disease of more. No matter what it is, like, I'm going to find a way to abuse it. And I feel like real estate's my new drug, honestly. That it feels like this drug ride, which is like, a lot of times I'll put my worth in how many homes I'm selling. And so I try not to do that. And my husband's really great about, pulling me out of that. He's also in recovery. So I struggled for a long time. I was in and out of jails, in and out of rehabs. And I got kicked out of a halfway house I was living in Asheville. And nobody would take me in. So like my family had written me off. Nobody would. And the people that I was living with, they were like, you can't live here anymore. And so I called my cousin Valentine. She lived in Boone at the time. And I was like, look, nobody will take me in. Can I come live with you? And she was like, yeah, but you're going to be on a short leash, basically. And so I moved in with her. And a couple weeks into living with her, I like sobered up. And I still felt really weird. I was like, something's weird. Something's off. I don't know what's happening. And I'm explaining my symptoms to Valentine. And she was like, I think you're pregnant. And I was pregnant.
Really?
And at the time, I didn't know who the dad was. I was like sleeping around, And everyone, I even scheduled like to go in to get an abortion, and I like couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I couldn't even take care of myself. Like I was literally homeless, and I had no job.
And how old were you at this time?
This was 27.
27. Okay.
27. And I was talking to Valentine about this, and she was like, you can do anything. Like, you can do this. And I think, like, someone believing in you when no one else did is a very powerful thing. It's going to make me cry.
Wow.
And so I just decided that, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the best mom that I can be. And I'm going to get clean and I'm going to stay clean. And I did.
And you did.
And I did.
From that point, that was it.
That was it. And that was almost 11 years ago. So now that's Raven. That was the daughter that I had.
Wow.
Yeah.
And does she know the story yet? Is she old enough to know the story? Or?
Yeah, she knows. I mean, she grew up going to AA meetings with me. Like, she was in.
So it was a battle. It wasn't just I'm having a kid, I'm good. You still had to go to meetings. You still had temptations and all that addiction. And
I mean, I basically like lived at the clubhouse. So when I was living in Boone, they only had like one meeting a week. They didn't have much.
Yeah.
And I lasted there for a few months. And eventually I convinced my parents to let me come back home. Because I was like, I need my mom. You know, I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing. And there was a little AA clubhouse on the square, right off the square in Noonan. And I just went there every day. And just hung out there with all the old men in AA. It's like, help me. I'll do whatever you say.
Wow.
I mean, and most people say, like, you can't get clean in the town that you grew up in or whatever. And, like, I did. I just didn't
around the trauma, assuming the trauma was in Noonan, then
But wherever I went, I found the drugs. Like, wherever you go, there you are. You know?
Yeah.
So it didn't really
It's
matter.
amazing that that you know how to look at people, you know how to find the drugs.
Yeah,
it's, it's even with just basic marijuana, you knew how to find it even on a college campus or whatever. It wasn't like you just ask a million people. You could tell by the way people make eye contact, the way they act, the way so that would be tough.
Yeah.
So the battle for the first year is a level 10. Where would you say it is today to continue to battle addiction?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm only one drink away from being right back where I was. But I don't even really think about it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to tell people that are struggling. Like, it's so hard because that's like your best friend. That's all you know. That's how you celebrate. That's how you commiserate. That's how you clean your house. That's how that's how you do everything. Your whole world is centered around this.
Yeah.
And you think that you can't have fun without it. And the reality is it wasn't fun anymore. Like, I was using just to feel normal. The friends that I had, they weren't my friends.
No.
And now, instead of it being like this high and this low and this high and this low, I'm kind of like in the center. And I still struggle. Like, I still have to like do therapy, and I still like have these old patterns that come up, and I still struggle. I recently, about a year ago, I quit smoking, and it sent me into like the deepest depression.
Wow.
It was so hard.
So what did you replace smoking with? Is that where the bread came in?
Yeah, I think it did. It was really, about the same time. I actually read a book. The Easy Way to Quit Smoking, and it brainwashed me.
Really?
In the best way ever.
You only had to read it once, or was it something?
I only read it once. I pounded through it in about a week. And then I packed up all my vapes and my smoking stuff and threw it away and never smoked or picked up.
So that's incredible discipline. I don't know if you realize how big of an accomplishment that is. Like, I don't have an addiction issue other than sugar. Mm-hmm. And I've read and I have, become motivated to whatever reduce, and I fall off of something like that so quickly. I can't imagine how difficult that is. So for you to be able to do that, I hope you realize how powerful that is and what it says about just what you can do and everything else. I mean, if you can do that, I really think it's a big deal.
Thank you for saying that. There's times where I remember and I'm like, oh my God, I don't do that anymore. Like, it feels like real amazing.
Yeah.
Because I thought I'd just do it forever. It was like all that I had left. It was like my little precious that
Precious. Well, I want to show you bread because not only sourdough became a thing. It's probably has it been over a year when it really, a year or two?
Yeah.
But you've taken it to another level because of your designs. You're not just baking the bread.
Yeah.
You made this one look, I'm going to take it out. It's like a little pumpkin.
It's cute, isn't it? I think it's real cute.
I think it's amazing. And you said you tried to dye it.
So I only use natural dyes.
Okay.
Because a lot of dyes, like red 40 and all that stuff, it can like really irritate children and ADHD and stuff like that. It's just not good for you. So I try to use natural dyes. And a lot of dyes through the fermentation process either ferment out or bake out. So it's like a little science experiment every time.
When I was trying to listen to some podcasts about baking sourdough bread in preparation for this. And it was interesting that they talk about baking it isn't just for fun and just because you want to bake bread at home and it's cheaper or whatever. Yeah. It's actually a healthier way to.
It's not cheaper. Yeah. It's like getting chickens to save money on eggs. Yeah. Like, it ain't cheaper. Yeah.
It's like the tomatoes that I have planted in the backyard, and I probably pay about $7 a tomato because I usually get 3.
Yeah.
And I usually pay a lot for the plants and everything else. So I think it averages to about $7 a tomato. So, but it's healthier.
Yeah.
And
it has a different glycemic index.
Right.
So like people that are gluten intolerant, if you have celiacs, it's still a no-go. But if you're gluten intolerant, you can usually tolerate it. It's got like that natural yeast in it.
So what do you think about, because I was reading something and I didn't dive deep enough, but it was something about how gluten is such an allergy and people have all this celiac, all these what appear to be new diseases now. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, well, it's not really the wheat that we're allergic to. It's whatever the farmers or the whatever. Mm-hmm. Have you read or know anything about that? Does that sound like they were talking about how it's the fertilizers and all the other things that are going into these things that are causing everyone to have all these allergies?
Absolutely.
Not necessarily, it ain't wheat because no one had wheat allergies.
Yeah. Well, it's like they bleach it. They literally bleach it and then feed it to us. Like, I believe that food is what is making us sick. And it's the American food.
Yes.
Like, I love America, but also there's, this capitalism that...
that was the first thing that came into my mind. It's like everything that we love about this country, that it's free capitalism, we can all make as much money as we want. It's also the worst thing because that creates greed, that creates people cutting corners, and they don't really care about the end product. Mm-hmm. And that goes with anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, a real estate agent could cut every corner in the world to get the deal closed faster. Mm-hmm. A mortgage person could give you whatever rate to maximize their profit because you don't know enough to compare rates or whatever. And the same with the food. Whatever's cheapest is what they're going to put in there. Yeah. High fructose corn syrup? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just cheaper.
Well, and the FDA, like, whoever pays gets through.
Right.
I just don't trust all those things.
Yeah, I don't either. I wish I had more discipline to actually eat the better stuff. So what about your sourdough? And I don't want to get in the process. Everybody kind of knows how there's a starter that you keep on your fridge or on your counter or what?
It lives on my counter.
Lives on your counter. Mm-hmm. And does it have a name?
Oh, yeah.
It does have a name. I thought that was a silly question because I was looking up what questions to ask and I was like, so what is the name of your starter?
My starter's name is Clara Dough.
Clara Dough, okay.
And for all you Swifties out there, I'm a Swiftie.
Okay.
I'm Taylor Swift. And she has a song called Clara Dough. And Clara Bow. And it's from like the It Girl of the 20s. That was her name. Clara Dough. Wow. So anyway, that's what I named my starter.
Okay. So do you have, I know because you pull off of it and make it grow and all that, but does a starter ever die and you start over with a new starter? Or will you ever be renaming it? Or will it be Clara Dough as long as you're sourdough?
It'll be Clara Dough as long as I'm sourdough, and just as long as it's the same starter. Now, if I started a new starter, then that would have a different name. But this one I got from my teacher, and it is 120 years old.
I don't know if I'll eat this.
Yeah.
The starter is 120 years old?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she got it from California from her daughter-in-law. Mm-hmm.
So then you've got to be protecting that like that's precious.
Mm-hmm. But you can also dehydrate it. So you can dehydrate it and then rehydrate it.
Okay, because I've heard like sometimes they'll put it in the refrigerator if they're not baking bread for a month,
right.
If they go on vacation for 2 weeks, or if it's just not a time.
And I keep the mother in the refrigerator. So I always have a mother in the refrigerator. And then Clarido lives out on the counter. But I can pull from the mother.
What's the mother's name?
The mother is, I just call it mother.
Mother.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the original, I'm sure they didn't name it back then. That would be pretty funny if they did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
you know.
But the bread's delicious.
Yeah.
It is good. And
Yeah.
now, are you making different breads? Like, can you make different? Is it just different types of sourdough, or like
Yes.
rye and all that is totally different? That's not. You don't make a
Well,
rye bread from this.
you
do
can. You can make rye sourdough. You can make like wheat bread sourdough. You could make.
Can you make a chocolate croissant from the sourdough?
Yeah, you can.
Seriously.
There's even like chocolate starters. So you can have a chocolate flavored starter. But you can fold in whatever. And you add different things at different stages depending on what it is. And you might switch up the baking a little bit. I mean, I make sourdough pancakes, sourdough tortillas,
Wow.
sourdough like rolls.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm about to cut this bread open. So is this a therapy for you? Because you're the yoga realtor.
Mm-hmm.
So are these therapy for you? Just therapy because life is, we all need some form of therapy from just life.
Yeah.
Or do you think these things you've kind of latched on to continue your battle to be sober or whatever? Or are they totally separate? Does that make sense?
So once you get into recovery, like once you get the actual like sober thing under control and you've worked the steps, I truly believe in this 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. I think that anyone could benefit from them. You look for your more, whatever your more is going to be. And my first more was yoga. It really checked all the boxes that I was looking for in drugs. It helped me center myself. It helped with my anxiety. It helped calm me down. It helped connect me with people, connect me with earth, feel better. You just feel better afterwards. And through my yoga journey, I've met other people. The principles in yoga are very similar to the principles in recovery. And you find those parallels in a lot of different places. Like church kind of has similar things. Buddhism has similar things. There's similar things. Even I took a Reiki course to do like energy healing. Similar. All very similar.
Wow.
And I found sourdough through yoga. So the lady in my yoga class did sourdough, and I just wanted to learn. I just thought like, oh, that'd be fun. Let's do it. And then once I started, I never stopped baking.
That's awesome. And the designs, I think I've kept leading to that and never talked about it. The designs are amazing. So I do encourage you, if you don't follow her on TikTok, it's really cool because you actually walk through how you cut them and make them and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've watched several of them. I think it's really cool. And
so I did go to art school, and I love art. I never got a degree, but I think it's also like this creative outlet. It's a way for me to create.
Yeah. When you're talking about getting back to earth, or I remember there was a movement I heard about a few months ago about encouraging people to take your shoes off and go outside and just walk in grass.
Yeah.
Like I do believe in energy forces.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in God, but I also believe in energy forces, and I don't know how those two things are related, but we all talk about, I can feel their energy. Like you can walk into a room, the energy, you can meet a person and the energy is either good or bad. And I believe that. And I started doing that, and I don't know if it made any difference. It just made me kind of relax like a yoga would, just to go outside barefooted and just kind of be touching earth is the way they explained it. So I'm not to the hugging tree stage yet, but I do like to take my feet. I'm on my way. I do like to take my shoes off and walk through the grass I cut my grass in barefoot.
Oh,
I do.
Okay.
It's a gauge for me to make sure my yard is in good shape.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you don't cut in your grass if it's full of weeds and pine cones and all that other crap.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's mine. Like if I can't cut it in grass, if I can't cut it barefoot, I'm not taking good care of it. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, even on like a cellular level, like our cells are vibrating.
Right.
They're creating this energy. And I think that the two worlds definitely collide. Even like the research that I've done into manifesting in general, there's tons of scriptures that connect God to manifesting and energy. And actually, Steve Harvey talks about a lot of them.
Really?
I love Steve Harvey. I'm a big Steve Harvey fan.
He is very entertaining.
I love personal development stuff, and
Yeah.
he does a lot of that. He came from like a
Yes.
really rough childhood.
His story is pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And he talks about vision boards and writing it down and asking for what you want. God wants to give it to you.
Right.
And about like what we're thinking and what we're focusing on is what we are literally creating in our lives.
Yes. Well, I know Keller Williams they have a class that they teach, and some of the things I learned in there have helped me with parenting, with life, just about speaking things into existence, speaking into other people and your children. And my son gets mad at me because there'll be another kid at Boy Scouts, and I will just say weird stuff like, man, you are an awesome bike rider. Like, just because I could tell that he's nervous. I could tell that he doesn't think he's an awesome bike rider.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more we speak into people,
Yeah.
what we want them to do, like the same with your kids where you go, instead of, God, you're so dirty. No, you go, I love it when you're clean.
Yeah.
This isn't a good example of it or whatever.
Right,
Like
right.
speaking that positive into people, I absolutely I love it and I believe it. And that's,
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to where I just
No, it's great.
went with that, but I
love
loved
it.
it. So let's talk about how this, because you're a real estate agent. How
Yes.
does all this transfer into real estate? How does it make you a great realtor? Or how do you use it to your advantage? Or how does it make you serve a client better by your past, your synergy, your yoga, just your outlook on life is pretty amazing. It's pretty calming, I would say. And it's a very stressful process.
Yeah.
So I would assume that'd be a pretty inviting for somebody that's going through, buying a home is the largest transaction of your life. I think we all know that script, but
Yeah.
it is. But
It
I mean,
is.
what do you think makes you a great real estate agent?
I think that
Or a good, if you just want to be humble, and I'm not the greatest, but what makes you a good real estate agent?
I think there's something about me that makes people want to tell me things. Is like the most basic way that I can say it, that like people just share things with me. And I think that me being like approachable and honest and open to listen, people just trust me.
Yeah.
And which I think that they should, definitely. There was a time in my life where you should not have trusted me, and
That was 11 years ago, though.
Yeah, I think that just like people appreciate the rawness. They love like a comeback story.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, that being a heroin addict, I have to be resourceful. Like I have a certain skill set that can help you in the whole
You
process.
have to write a book, like just your words and the way you describe this. Here's a great start, and this is a start for you.
Okay.
But just record it.
Yeah.
Just talking to a camera.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to post it. But someone, I believe that, like a lot of writers, Mike Tyson cannot write a book.
Right.
Mike Tyson has a book.
Yeah.
Because he talked into a tape recorder and told stories, and the guy wrote the book for him.
Yeah.
So even if you don't feel like you could ever articulate it properly, you can put it on tape. Yeah. One, it'd be great for your kids, even if you never do anything with it.
Yeah.
But you could also then turn it over to somebody and go, hey, let's make it a short story, make it a long story, whatever, and just see what somebody says. That might be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good way to video diaries, I think, it's hard to talk to a camera, though. I actually found a video on my phone where I don't know why I was doing it, but I was talking to myself. And it's very old. And I was actually breaking up with somebody.
Oh.
I don't even remember it.
Your
I guess
scene?
I was. Like
Okay.
It was I was like, it's like, why did I record this? And what was I doing? I was just preparing. I thought it was really weird.
Well, I think it's harder to watch it. I try not to watch any of my stuff.
Yeah.
Because it makes me feel real weird.
Yeah. I don't ever watch these.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what is I like this question. Mm-hmm. If you could build your own house centered around yoga, what would that look like? Would it be an indoor studio? Would it be outdoor? Would it be green grass? What would be the ideal yoga retreat if somebody built it in Peachtree City?
Okay, well, it would be in Noonan.
Noonan, sorry. I knew that. I knew that.
When you said Peachtree City,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's not that bad here. I'm just being funny. So I was thinking about this, and I know it sounds weird, but it would be on Smoky Road. Do you know where Smoky Road
I do. So you have a vision of like where it would be.
Yes,
That's awesome. Okay.
It would be on Smoky Road. So I used to, in high school, I would drive on Smoky Road and do drugs. And so it would be like a full circle moment where this would be where I would heal and help other people heal. So it would have a garden aspect to it. I love flowers. I used to do wedding flowers.
Wow.
I still do them some on the side to help my friend's business. But that's what I did before real estate was wedding flowers, floral event design. So there would be flowers. There would be a gardening aspect to it. There would be like a micro bakery there. There would be an outside yoga studio and an inside yoga studio. I think there's different beautiful things about both. And then it would be sort of like a campsite, but also other dwellings. I've always wanted to have, other little homes where people can come and stay.
Have you ever been to like a retreat or like a yoga retreat place where you go and kind of do that for the whole weekend?
Mm-hmm. I have.
That'd be fun.
It's beautiful. It's like transformation.
We went, I took the kids to Costa Rica a while ago. It's been 8 years ago. And we just pulled over. We were driving and got this beautiful hotel and walked down and gardens everywhere like you're describing. And then they just had almost like a picnic pavilion is what we thought it was from a distance. Then you get up and it was set up for yoga. And it had a creek on the side and it overlooked the garden and it just had a roof. And I just was like, I might try yoga.
This is what it's at. Yeah.
I was like, this is perfect. It was the most beautiful because you could see out and it didn't look expensive and pretentious. It looked comfortable. Yeah. It looked natural and everywhere around, no matter where you looked, you saw a beautiful garden, a creek, or the valley, mountain, whatever. It was incredible. Peaceful. It was really cool. Yeah. It was so nice. And the weather was great.
I love Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's beautiful. The cops are crooked, but that's another story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found a couple friends. They will, they'll hustle you.
Okay.
They will, I got pulled over twice while I was there.
Oh.
And they said, he doesn't have a seatbelt on. You got to give us $200 or we're going to take you to jail. No, it was because my child wasn't in a car seat. He was like 4. He probably should have been, but it was 4 and I'm in another country.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got $35. That's it. And he was like, open your luggage. Yes. But it was U.S. because we were heading to the airport.
Okay.
And I said, this is all I got. He took my $35, said, go on. And then I got 10 miles up the road and another cop pulled me over and said the same thing. And I said, your friend back there took my only $35. I don't have any money. He made up a story about what I was doing. And then I said, I have no money to give you. He said, all right, go. I was like, that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yes. So if you go to Costa Rica, hide your money in your shoe and know to, maybe give them a little bit, but some people carry a lot of cash.
Or research the laws so you can be like, you're full of shit.
Most of us aren't going to be brave enough to tell a cop they're full of shit.
Yeah, you're right.
In another country. I'd be more willing to just go, all I got is $20. I use credit card. This is all I got. And then, because that is all I had. And I knew, I did it. So it worked. So real estate market I think is starting to turn. We saw rates this week. The Fed lowered rates. We've seen over the last 30 days, rates drop into the low 6s. And I think we're going to see the high 6s or the high 5s and the low 6s. I think that's about as low as it's going to go. So I think we're very close to where I see the low for the next year or two. Okay. And I think that's going to spur activity. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. I mean, I already see it.
Yes.
I already see the activity. And I think that people realize that this is the new normal.
Right.
It's starting to sink in that, like, the market's not going to crash.
Right. It is definitely not going to crash.
It's not. Like, the prices are going to keep going up. And so I think the rates are great right now.
Yes.
I do. And you have so
7%
much
was
buying
high.
power
Right.
right now because sellers are a little bit more desperate.
Right.
you
And
know?
I think that's for a long time, people weren't putting their house on the market because they were afraid they couldn't find something to buy.
Mhm.
But now people are listing because they're ready.
Mhm.
And now the balance is there with people being able to list their homes,
Mhm.
and there actually be inventory for people to go out
Mhm.
and find. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I think what's hindering us is the prices of homes and what people make.
Right.
It's just hard to afford a house.
It is. And that's why I think you need that 6%. I think it's much more affordable at 6 than 7. And you can negotiate. I think we're getting much closer to affordability.
But the rental rates are like
Yes.
awful.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of property management too, and it like blows my mind what people pay to rent.
It is. It's
like freaking buy a house. Just buy a house.
Buy a house and rent it out.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you want to live, buy a house and rent it out. All right, let's finish with some fun questions.
Okay.
All right, time travel. If you could choose time travel, would you time travel to the past or the future?
The past.
The past? Anything in particular you want to go see?
Not to be morbid, I think I'd want to go see my sister that died.
Yeah, well, that's not morbid.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just to feel like I know her again.
Yeah.
I was really young, and so it's hard to. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's a great answer. Most embarrassing song that you jam to? I guess it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well.
But I don't think you're embarrassed of that. What's one that you wouldn't admit?
I'm not. Probably Blippi. Blippi is something that my 3-year-old son watches, and he has this construction vehicle one, and it's like, I'm an excavator. And I find myself singing to it.
Wow.
And like, it's always on.
Okay.
And I'll just be driving with this excavator song on. So
I love it. Friendly ghost, or would you be a scary ghost?
Friendly ghost.
Friendly ghost? Everybody says friendly ghost, but
yeah,
it'd be kind of fun to be a scary ghost.
I think so.
Or scare people and then laugh afterwards, at least.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to.
Yeah.
Huh.
So would you be a scary ghost?
I'd be an annoying ghost that just was like, but then laugh with them.
Lots of jump scares.
If you could. A lot of jump scares, a lot of just
moving stuff.
Just moving stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna be a murderer type of scary ghost.
Okay.
But I wanna scare people.
Jokester.
Yeah, that'd be funny. An old TV show that you maybe grew up with that you would live, if you could live in that show. What's an old show, or it could be a current show that you would live in the show?
I don't know. I want to say Sex in the City.
Oh, that would be fun.
It always looked so much fun.
They did have fun.
Yeah, like the outfits and like
the outfits.
Really, I don't love New York.
Yeah.
I really don't. I visited. I don't love it, but they made it look like it was very lovely.
They did. I think city life is attractive in TV shows,
right?
In movies,
right?
Because it just feels like I just got off work. Let's meet 2 seconds away in a bar and have a drink, and then 10 minutes later we'll be home in bed.
Right.
But that's not the reality.
What would yours be?
I was in love with Topanga.
Okay.
What's the name of the short? Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Yes. Yeah.
I love the teacher. I just loved everything about that show.
That's a great show.
And they have it now, so your kids they have. Is it Girl Meets World?
I don't
know. With it's not Taylor Swift. What's the other real popular girl she was Disney and then
Ariana Grande?
No. What's her name? She's a big rock star, a big pop star now, and she's in it as a 12-year-old.
I don't know.
And then they all come back, and the Topanga and Corey are the mom and dad.
I don't know.
It is so awesome. It is so good because Max was watching it, and I was like, that's Topanga. He was like, how do you know him? My son?
Yeah.
He's 14.
Okay.
So it was probably a year ago when we were watching it. But I think the show, the Girl Meets World, it's got to be old because this girl is a big rock star. Like,
talking about Miley Cyrus?
No, she like evident in a concert. She does like all the songs will be a different bedroom scene. Oh, what's her name?
Sabrina Carpenter?
Yes.
Oh.
She's the kid actor
Really?
in that show.
I didn't even know
She
she
is
was
a
an actor.
12-year-old. Yeah. She started in like that
She's going to be
Disney
headlining
Channel.
Coachella.
Oh, really?
I
Yes.
saw
Yeah, because I was like, you're not watching her because the movies or the shows that she would do. So let's see what else we got. What do you always make time for?
What do I always make time for? I guess bread.
No. So that's something that's like, hey, I know you got practice, kids,
Yeah.
but when we
Well,
get
like-
home, I'm baking bread, so don't bother me.
I have to because my starter will die. You know, it will die. And so, like, even this morning, even though I didn't want to, at 6:30 in the morning, I'm up shaping bread. So it's
That's
like,
a chore.
Yeah, it really is. But
But you still love it, so it doesn't feel like a
But
chore.
I love it. And I know that I have to do that in order to have more to make later. So.
Okay. Last question. Answer this any way you want.
Okay.
What do you look forward to?
So, at dinner, we try to have a sit-down dinner every night. We talk about our rose, our bud, and our thorn for the day. And our rose was the best thing that happened. Our thorn was the not so great thing that happened. And our bud is what we're excited about. It just made me think of that I get excited to hear what they're excited about.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to like watch them grow and to be part of that growth.
It's cool.
Yeah.
That's an awesome answer because I have friends that I didn't know that had that cool name, but we do. We go to dinner on there Sundays, usually twice a month, and they do what great happened this week, what bad happened this week, and what are you looking forward to, or what do you want to get accomplished next week? And so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I love it because my son, who we don't really get into conversations, shares all these things. I was like, oh, I didn't know you had a test.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know you got an A on. I didn't know you did that, and it was so awesome. And it gives them a place that just feels normal. So that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I think
Me too.
I thought highly of you before, and now I just think you're amazing and awesome. So I really appreciate you spending time with me and coming on the Closing Time podcast. And
I appreciate you having me.
Like and follow and share. And where can they find you?
Okay, so I'll be on TikTok. I have 2 handles.
Okay.
So I have Zoe the Yoga Realtor, where I share a lot of like TikTok shop stuff, real estate stuff. And then I have Flour and Flour. So it's like bread flour and a regular flour. And that is where I have my sourdough stuff and wedding flowers.
Oh, okay.
So you can find either on there.
Awesome. But I'm sure they can find it on your Facebook too, or your Instagram, or
all those.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thank y'all very much. Have a great day. Happy fall. I'm going to go eat my pumpkin bread, and that's my lunch today. Thank you.